So Varnamtown looks like it's going Hollywood, and if you live there, there may be a role for you. Hi everybody, John Daly here with Carolina Buzz, and this is our 5th episode on Varnamtown, and it certainly seems that Varnamtown's past will be a streaming TV series. Now, after reading the book by Lynn Cook Betz, we're convinced this would not be a movie. It's way too complicated for a 2-hour flick. There are so many fascinating characters and storylines that an 8 to 10 part streaming series is definitely necessary, and it is in the works. Lynn Cook Betz, the author of the book, My Right Hand to Goodness, The Life and Times of Crazy Dale Varnam, first confirmed that for us.
Both Dale and I have an agreement with a company called Full Picture. Desiree Gruber heads that company up, and she's been involved in this for 7 years.
Now, Desiree is a successful Hollywood producer with her own production company, and she is the wife of Kyle MacLachlan, the Hollywood star and the co-host of the Varnamtown podcast. So we asked Kyle to pull the curtain behind the scenes in Hollywood.
We're still kind of in the thick of our meetings and kind of hearing different perspectives, but I will say that everyone we've met has been really excited about the idea, about the story. They're really engaged and involved in the podcast. They love the story and want to be involved. Which Lynn was right. This is a really compelling, interesting period of time and location and what happened, because it's greater than just a drug story. This is about people and the town and brother against brother, and it takes on a Shakespearean vibe in sort of the scale of it. So it's more of a universal theme, and I think the people that do these things for a living, write these stories, make these things happen, are recognize that and are definitely interested.
So it is still in the early stages, but we did our own little Hollywood producer thinking. For instance, could Varnamtown be a variation of Ozark? Well, Josh Davis, the investigative reporter who is Kyle's podcast host, had a good one.
Well, there's elements of Fargo to it. It feels kind of like a Coen Brothers style story where everybody, you kind of recognize everybody, but they get themselves into a situation that complicates everything for everybody. Like in Varnamtown, people who wouldn't want to live a higher standard of living. Everybody gets that, as Kyle was saying. But to do it, they may have made a deal with the devil. You hear Dale Varnam say that all the time.
And once you dance with the devil, you have to pay the piper. And I danced with him, and then I danced with him for years.
So how about casting? Well, who would play Dale Varnam? Now, I jokingly said Kyle.
Oh, no. I don't know about Dale. He is a complicated, very interesting, charismatic Pied Piper of, and he's like the court jester. He's funny, he's very smart, like a fox.
Then I mentioned a longtime friend, actor Bryan Cranston, famous for the series Breaking Bad and Your Honor.
Great actor.
He was just Your Honor.
Yeah, and he looked a little bit like Dale in season 2.
Yeah, he did a project. One of Epic's first projects was Argo, and Bryan Cranston was in Argo.
Then we thought Kyle would be perfect to play DEA agent Mike Grimes, who came up from the north.
He's actually, as I've thought to myself, maybe I could take a crack at Mike being on the law enforcement side. So that's a possibility.
But Kyle raised a tricky casting problem, getting actors that can capture the regional accent.
In that coastal community, fairly isolated community, so it's a very specific sound. Even to the point where someone who's playing, let's say, the Roger Morton character, who comes from, I guess, even less than 100 miles away, has a slightly different sound to the people in Varnamtown. And so people that are going to be, whoever will end up playing these roles, if it comes to pass, will have to, either be from there or they're going to have to be able to handle the accent.
So there may be roles for locals. We will keep you posted on the Hollywood process and when this actually might happen. Special thanks to Lynn Cook Betz and Kyle MacLachlan and Josh Davis, who gave us the time for our episodes here on Varnamtown. And also special thanks to Dale Varnam for taking the time to chat with us at his place called Fort Apache. Now, we encourage you to read Lynn's book and listen to the podcast and tell us what you think. Keep it tuned to Carolina Buzz on WingDing TV's business channel, offering businesses their own shows along with cutting-edge social media and digital marketing with a worldwide reach to millions. Check it out and see if we can help your business tell your story.